Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Adair Live. We'll be hosting these every week, featuring experts from the home building industry to help you better understand the ins and outs of building your dream home on your land. My name is Carrie Montoya. I'm the marketing manager here at Adair. My co-host today and every week is Jay Sowers. Jay, thanks for being here today.
You bet, Carrie, wouldn't miss it.
And today we're going to be talking about how to prepare and what to expect from the design meeting part of the home building process. We'll be monitoring the chat, so let us know where you're watching from. Let us know where you're building or thinking about building. Whatever part of the process you're in, we'd love to hear from you. And we'd also love to answer any questions you have about the home building process in general. It doesn't just have to be about the design meeting or finished selections or anything like that. So let's just get rolling here. So Jay, what is a design meeting and what part of the process does it take place in?
All right, leading off with a great question. So the design meeting, depending upon what builder you choose to do business with, that is the part where most clients are selecting interior finishes. What kind of countertops and cabinets you would like, and colors of cabinets and colors of flooring and plumbing fixtures and electrical fixtures, etc. I will say some builders, the process is that you are provided allocations, right, for certain interior fit and finish. Builders such as Adair Homes, we really try to finalize each of those selections up front, near or around the contract signing. So, Carrie, to answer your question, it can happen either pre-contract signing to finalize the customer's budget, or a design meeting could happen way down the road, and the builder just provides you allocations for each of those things.
So this is the fun meeting. This is the one that everybody looks forward to, right?
Yes, yes, it is. Yes, I mean, hopefully it's a fun meeting. But yeah, it's normally everything else in new home construction can be a little more mundane, a little more robotic, a little more, engineered, like you got to do this before that. But the design meeting is the meeting where I believe that most buyers, quite frankly, have fun. It's like, what color quartz do you want in the kitchen? Oh, I don't know. Have you thought about it? Well, now's the time to think about it, right? And really pulling together, the customer's vision of home. And I have to say, in the years I've been in the industry, it really is fun interacting with customers at this time, pulling together, bedrooms and bathrooms for their sons and daughters, and the spouses pulling together, the kitchen and the master bath, because those are such crucial, pieces of the home. So it really is a fun meeting.
Absolutely. It's where you get to finally infuse your personality into your home building.
It's a great way of putting it. Yes.
So I'm working with a realtor. Does my realtor need to attend this meeting, or should they?
I would ask your builder, to be honest with you. I know with our company, Adair Homes, we don't require it at all. Even if the realtor is the referring party and the agent, I would say it is not necessary. But I will say, what if your realtor is really good at color selections, and like that is his or her thing? Well, sure, invite them. Absolutely invite them. But I would say no, it is not necessary.
Totally optional. That's great. So how long should I expect the meeting to last? And can I bring my kids, or do I need to get a sitter?
Oh boy, I feel like I'm on the spot here. So I will say that the design meetings that I have been a part of, when you're designing the interior fit and finish of your home, this is kind of a big deal. You want to make sure that you're focused and paying attention, and you have undivided attention on these selections. So when it comes to the timing of it, I would say that if this is a more of a modest home, and we have a handful of selections to make, Honestly, Carrie, I think 30 minutes is very fair. If the home that we're looking to build is more custom, very complex, there's a lot of countertops, a lot of bedrooms and bathrooms, and a lot going on. I would want to budget at least an hour and a half. Now, it really does depend on the client, right? And their level of decision making. We've worked with clients that come into these meetings and they're like, here's my inspirational photo for the kitchen. Here's my inspirational photo for the master bath. And it's like, oh, perfect, here. And then those are great tools, Carrie. And then we're able, or the staff at the home building or the home builder you've selected, they're able to really pull everything together and say, okay, well, then with these selections here, would you agree that this would honor that inspirational photo? So it really does depend. I'd say minimum of a half hour, complex jobs, at least an hour and a half or more. And to answer your question about the children, I will respectfully leave that up to you. However, if there's a babysitter, in mind, I would say that could be a good opportunity to just have you and your spouse just uninterrupted time to have focused decisions on your home. And like you
Absolutely.
said, Gary, infuse your personality into this home building.
For sure. So if your kids are a little older, they might be fine, but if you have really young children, it might just be difficult to get through that meeting.
Yeah.
So we touched a little bit about what the meeting is about, but can you give a little more in depth of what will be covered during this meeting? Will I get to see my concept plan?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think again, it is builder specific, but I know that at Adair Homes, what we normally try to do is at this phase or stage of the process, your concept plan is completed. Okay, you're able to see your floor plan and the changes that you've made to it in real time. And I would venture to guess that most all builders will have your custom plan done and ready and available for you at this meeting. So that is obviously the driving document. And then hopefully the builder is doing a good job of helping the client understand the budget and how much money we have to spend during this phase to keep you within your comfortable budget. And Carrie, it really is a systematic approach at going either finish by finish, meaning, okay, now let's talk about your countertops. Okay, now let's talk about your flooring, right? Or some clients like to go room by room. Okay, let's talk about your kitchen and let's do all things: cabinets, countertops, floor coverings, plumbing fixtures. Okay, now let's jump to bath one. Now let's jump to bath two. Regardless if you go category by category or room by room, this is the meeting where we systematically walk you through your home hypothetically, and we are talking about all of the different interior finishes, and the builder is then documenting those finishes.
So at this point, have the structural changes that I want already been submitted for my plan, or is that something that's going to be covered at the design meeting as well?
Well, it depends. I mean, a lot of times what builders will do is they're going to want to get the structural stuff out of the way first. Okay. Here at Adair Homes, what we generally do, our process is we want to look at the fit and finish of the home. We also want to look at the structural options. We generally try to get the concept plan done, and then we would bring you back in to do all your color selections, technically at a later date, right? So normally when we're doing our color selection meetings, here at least with Adair, is that it is before your job is actually releasing into construction, right? Yes, there is a meeting prior to the contract signing to talk about, do you want quartz, yes or no? Do you want hardwood floors in these spaces? Oh yeah. Oh yes, you do. Okay. And we're putting together the budget. But at least with the builder that you and I work for, we don't really select colors, right, until later in the process.
Makes
But I
sense.
could say that every builder could be somewhat different there.
Yeah, it makes sense to get the structural changes out of the way so you really know what your budget is for those interior finishes.
Correct.
So will the designers or the homeownership counselors at Adair be able to give us ideas on ways that we can bring our vision to life, maybe for a more affordable cost than some of the options that are available?
Absolutely. I think that that's one thing that each builder should pride themselves on is transparency. And I can tell you that I've built with companies outside of Adair, and that transparency is not there. The companies that I've worked with say, here, Carrie, I'll tell you what, we're going to give you a $20,000 allocation for countertops. And you're like, okay, awesome. Is that going to give me the countertops that I want? Well, we're just going to have to wait and see, right? Well, I will say one of the many things I respect about our team here at Adair Homes is that as you're going through the design center, pricing is painfully obvious. We know exactly how much this granite and this quartz and that LVP costs. It's painfully obvious. And the great thing about interacting with our software is your homeownership counselor is able to splash up, okay, on our nice big screen in the design center, your home quote. And as we're interacting with square footages and products, the price of your home is changing in real time. So full visibility, at least with Adair Homes, when interacting with any given product.
That's really helpful. And it is nice to have somebody who has done a ton of these design meetings in the past be able to say, we have this product that is very comparable and will save you X amount of dollars. I think that's really
that's
valuable.
Right. Yeah, and I think yeah, you just brought up a great point there too. Is that because you have full visibility, you can see that these two courts are relatively similar in appearance. However, this one's going to save you about $2,700 over this one. So absolutely.
Oh, we have a comment from Floor. She says, I really like your floor plan. We'd love to hear more, Floor. Which floor plan are we talking about? And she says, I have plans to build my future home on her land. That's exciting. We'd love to build your home.
Awesome. Yeah, engage with us. Yeah, we would love the opportunity at minimum to pull together your total project cost for you. So that way, at least you'll know what this whole Adair option would look like for you. That's
Absolutely.
awesome. Thank you for sharing.
So this is a popular question. I know we get this one a lot. What finishes, if any, will I be able to install myself?
It's a great question. I will tell you that every builder interacts with this question differently. I will say most builders do not want or discourage customer interaction with interior fit and finish. I have to say that one of the reasons is that, and I don't want to be too narcissistic here, but it's no good deed goes unpunished, where the homeowner has absolutely the best intentions in mind. I promise I'm going to get that hardwood floor installed. I promise it'll be on site when the flooring installers get there. Everybody has the best intentions in mind. And ultimately what happens is that there's a hiccup, right? And now we're blowing up the back end finish schedule, and we could be affecting other clients and other jobs because now our finish schedule is off, right? So I will say most of the builders that I'm aware of, yes, there is homeowner participation. Yes, there is absolutely things that homeowners can do. Don't get me wrong, but generally speaking, the builder really wants to own the interior fit and finish of that home. And something as simple as the flooring, that's going to affect your base moldings, right? And well, what height do we set our door jambs at? So it's just there are ripple effects to this particular product, whether it's a floor, a countertop, or etc., that could affect other trades downstream. So, like I said, most builders want to own the interior fit and finish and getting those products installed. And from a warranty standpoint too, Carrie, most builders and the third party warranty companies that they work with, the builder needs to own the installation of that product.
What if it was a light fixture and I just wanted the home builder to wire for it and I'll install it after the build? Can something like that be?
Yeah, I would. I think that's a great question. I'd be shocked of a builder that wouldn't just at least pre-wire for you, right? And then you could absolutely go down to whatever Restoration Hardware in Portland or wherever you shop and get that super fancy electrical fixture. I think that's a very valid example, Carrie. And I know here at Adair Homes, we would absolutely pre-wire anything for a client.
Awesome. So I've gotten all the way through my design meeting. I've made my selections. Is this the finish line? Am I able to make changes after the design meeting has taken place? Or is this the final selection? It's done, no changes?
Again, that's a great question for the builder. And you would want to talk to whatever company you decide to go into contract with, whatever builder you're going into into business with. But I would say, generally speaking, what if we're running the program correctly, this is the time to make selections, right? We don't want to go into a design meeting saying, "Oh, this is good enough," and I'm not sure if this is really what I want, and I'll just make changes later, because most builders, at least efficient builders that have good build cycle times and get homes built, we don't want to release your job into construction and then, oh, we'll just figure it out as we go. So I would, without putting too much pressure on a client, I would say this is it. Right? We need to make sure that this is the way that you want your home finished. And so let's actually take this meeting very seriously. Hence your comments of babysitters and so on and so forth. This meeting is a big deal.
Yeah, and you definitely don't want to be the reason for delays in your own build. And I'm sure the majority of the people looking to build a house have been dreaming about what that looks like for years. So you should have a pretty solid idea of what those designs are going to look like.
Yeah, and I would say that just to throw builders under the bus a little bit, is that we have been experiencing issues with products and supply chain, and there could be an issue in active construction where this particular product is no longer available. And yes, I mean, we can, a builder will allow you to come in, reselect, think about it. So there is and should be some flexibility there. But I would say most builders would ask you to go into that meeting saying, all right, let's make your selections and let's lock this thing down and release you into construction.
Absolutely. I think that makes sense. All right. Well, it looks like that's all the questions we had for today. If you're interested in learning more about our process, we would love to have you at our next virtual Building 101 event. You can register for that on our website at www.adairhomes.com/events. And we will see you guys next week on Adair Live. Thanks for being here again, Jay.
Thanks, everybody. Appreciate you.